In the sprawling epic of Japanese history, few names resonate with the power and mystique of Miyamoto Musashi. We often think of samurai as just warriors, but Musashi was so much more. He was a philosopher, an artist, and a strategist whose insights in the Book of Five Rings are still studied by leaders and fighters around the world. Today, we delve into the life of this legendary sword saint, a man who transcended combat to become an icon of self-mastery. Born around 1584, Musashi's early life was marked by turmoil and wandering. He became a rōnin, a masterless samurai, traveling the roads of Japan not just in search of a master, but in search of himself. His path was one of constant, brutal self-improvement. Imagine this. At the tender age of just 13, he fought and won his first duel. This was only the beginning. Throughout his life, he would face over 60 opponents in life-or-death combat, emerging undefeated every single time. This wasn't luck. It was the result of a relentless pursuit of perfection. But to think of Musashi as just a powerful fighter is to miss the point entirely. He was a genius of strategy, a true innovator in the art of the sword. He famously developed a revolutionary style of swordsmanship known as Niten Ichi-ryū, which translates to the school of the strategy of two heavens as one. What did this mean in practice? He fought with two swords at once, the long katana and the shorter wakizashi. This was unheard of. While others relied on the established traditions, Musashi broke the mold, creating a fighting style that was fluid, adaptable, and incredibly effective. He understood that victory wasn't just about strength, but about outthinking your opponent, about using every tool at your disposal to gain the upper hand. Of all his 60 duels, one stands out in the annals of legend: his showdown with Sasaki Kojiro. Kojiro was a master in his own right, feared for his incredible speed and his exceptionally long sword. Nicknamed the Drying Pole, the duel was set for a remote island beach. As Kojiro arrived, immaculately dressed and wielding his beautiful, deadly blade, Musashi was late. He arrived in a simple boat, looking disheveled. In a masterful stroke of psychological warfare, as Kojiro drew his long sword, Musashi pulled out his own weapon, a wooden sword or bakken that he had carved from a spare oar on the journey over. The message was profound and insulting. Musashi was telling his rival and the world that the weapon itself is secondary. It is the spirit, the strategy, and the skill of the warrior that truly matters. The duel was short and decisive. Musashi, with his unconventional weapon and superior understanding of timing and distance, struck down the formidable Kojiro, cementing his place in history as Japan's greatest swordsman. This duel wasn't just a physical victory. It was a philosophical statement, a demonstration of his core belief that true mastery transcends the tools of the trade. As he grew older, Musashi's path took a remarkable turn. Having proven his martial prowess beyond any doubt, he began to turn his focus inward. The battlefield of the soul became his new proving ground. He retired from dueling and dedicated his final years to introspection, art, and philosophy. He became a celebrated artist, creating stunning ink-wash paintings, particularly of birds and landscapes, that are treasured to this day. His brushstrokes carried the same decisiveness and clarity as his sword strokes, showing that the principles of mastery are universal, whether applied to combat or to art. It was during this period of seclusion, living in a cave called the Rigando, that he wrote his life's work, Go-Rin no Sho, or the Book of Five Rings. This wasn't just a manual on sword fighting. It was a profound treatise on strategy, philosophy, and the path to enlightenment. He breaks down his teachings into 5 scrolls, or rings: earth, water, fire, wind, and void. The earth scroll lays the groundwork, the foundation of strategy. The water scroll speaks of flexibility and adaptability, like water taking the shape of its container. The fire scroll is about the heat of battle, the tactics of direct confrontation. The wind scroll is about knowing your enemy, understanding other schools of thought to find their weaknesses. And finally, the void scroll represents that which cannot be seen, the state of mind where intuition and action become one, where the self dissolves and only pure, spontaneous action remains. The Book of Five Rings has endured for centuries precisely because its lessons are not limited to the dojo. Business leaders use its principles for negotiation and competition. Artists draw inspiration from its focus on discipline and spontaneity. And individuals from all walks of life turn to it for guidance on personal development and achieving a state of calm, focused clarity. Musashi taught that the way of the warrior is the resolute acceptance of death. By confronting our own mortality, we can live more fully, without fear, and with absolute presence in every moment. Miyamoto Musashi was a man who forged his own destiny. He lived by a strict personal code, relentlessly pursuing perfection in every facet of his life. He was a warrior who became a philosopher, a duelist who became an artist, a rōnin who became a master of his own soul. His story is not just a tale of swords and duels. It is a timeless testament to the power of discipline, the necessity of strategy, and the indomitable spirit of a person who seeks to understand the very essence of existence. He shows us that the ultimate battle is not against an external foe, but against the limitations we place upon ourselves. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the life of the legendary Miyamoto Musashi. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more stories of incredible figures from history, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you find most inspiring about Musashi's story. Until next time.